So, yesterday, Game Freak introduced to us a new Pokemon. It was kind of, I first believed it was going to be Generation 8, but now a lot of people are speculating it to be Generation 7. One of those being Serebii.net. So, there's that. Now, as far as design-wise goes, for a Mythical, it doesn't have the best design. I mean, it's cute. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very cute. But if you look at pure design choice and name choice, it's just kind of subpar when you look at the rest of the Mythical Pokemon. I'll pull them right here. The most of them look pretty well designed. And then you just got kind of that sitting right there. That is quite literally just looks like some gray Play-Doh with the nut shoved on top of it, and then a wire shoved in its behind, which you can't really see right there, but you can see right there pretty clearly. But as far as how much potential it has to become maybe something great or whatever, I think it has quite a lot of potential. Mostly stemming from its description, which is right here. Most of Meltan's body is made from liquid metal, and its shape is very fluid. It can use its liquid arms and legs to corrode metal and absorb it into its own body. Now, as far as legs go, I mean, I guess those little nubs right there are considered legs, but whatever. And then we look even further. Meltan generates electricity using the metal it absorbs from outside sources. It uses electricity as an energy source and also as an attack that can be fired from its eye. So this will kind of likely means that it will have a wide array of electric attacks, possibly Thunderbolt, possibly maybe a signature move. I feel like it will likely have Charge Beam. And just kind of based on the description alone before we knew that it was a Steel type, I thought it was going to be also an Electric type, also with the fact that it has a wire sticking out of his butt. But, I mean, I'm sure Steel type has become less common now with Togedemaru, and then you have the Magnemite line, and Steel actually being fairly uncommon. It's a little less uncommon than Electric Steel, but Pure Steel is still fairly uncommon, with only 5 Pokemon to this day having the Pure Steel typing, with Megagron, the Clink line, and then you have Ridge Steel. So, only the 6th ever Pure Steel type Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as its height and weight go, for it being, I guess, quote-unquote, a viable threat, maybe if that matters. If you take a look at lists of Pokemon by height and weight, and you look at things that it's going to be in its relative height category, you see things like Shaman and Mimikyu, which are fairly scary in their own right. So its size doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be very underwhelming, per se. But as far as stats go, I think if it's a standalone Pokemon, I think it's going to be very likely that it just has 100 across the board. I could be very wrong, but that's just kind of the vibe I get from this. But looking at it, I do not think it's going to be just a standalone Pokemon. I really hope that they incorporate either some forms or evolution to it. That would make me very happy. Now, as far as if it gets an evolution, they could very well just go 100 across the board, like the Pixies, for example. But if we look at, actually, for a second, look at the list of legendary Pokemon, you'll see it's already been updated in Serebii. But quite a lot of these have base 600 stats total. In fact, there's only 3, possibly 4 if you count Hoopa Unbound being its own Pokemon, which Serebii doesn't. They don't list Hoopa Unbound as event, likely just as a Mythical. Sorry, they likely just have it as a form of Hoopa, which is fair. But if we go on a showdown, we can see those 4. Well, 3, kind of 4, depending on how you address Hoopa. We have Fion, Arceus, and Keldeo. Fion having a base set total of 480, Arceus 720, and Keldeo 580. It could be likely that it doesn't have a base set total of 600. There is the bases. There's 3, maybe 4 Pokemon that are mythicals that don't have base set total of 600, but I think it's just very likely that they just give it that. But as far as abilities go, I either think it's gonna have like a very unique ability, such as like something that's not like inner focus or like runaway or something that's they just give to a Pokemon. Something like that's not very good, or something that's they just kind of toss into a Pokemon if they don't have anything that they could just give to it. I think it's gonna have a very unique ability that's very like Pokemon specific, or they're gonna give it a new ability, which I feel like would be perfect if they gave it like a steel type form of something like Flash Fire or Storm Drain or Water Absorb, where due to this right here, you can see that it can absorb metal. So that makes sense. If it gets hit by a steel type move, it increases stat or it increases HP by 25%. And as far as like evolutions or forms go, I would really love to see them possibly go out with like if you give it a certain item and it levels up, it becomes a certain type. Like if you give it medical and it levels up, or it goes to a certain area, or you trade it, it gets bigger and I guess evolves sort of, or whatever. Or if you give like a magnet, it becomes electric steel. Or if you maybe give it like a flame orb or a toxic orb, it becomes like fire steel or poison steel or something to that effect. Or just give it an evolution. Because as a standalone Pokemon, especially a standalone mythical Pokemon, it looks underwhelming. Very underwhelming. But that being said, of course, there's a lot that can do to it and whatnot. So I think that I'm just gonna kind of leave that there. My overall opinion on this, I'm not gonna write it off yet. It seems like some people are already doing that, but I'm not gonna write it off yet. It has amazing potential of what it could be, so I'm gonna try to have an open mind of this, and let me know your opinion on this Pokemon, as well as maybe some hopes for it, maybe possible stats or abilities that you would like to have, maybe certain moves that you would like it to have, or what you would maybe like its evolution to be, or possible forms to be, or look like, or their typing or ability or whatever. And of course, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all that good jazz, all that stuff will be down in the description. Well, yeah. Just, bye.